marketing directors. And I graduated from Texas Christian University with a background in finance and accounting. And I actually, after I graduated, I work in the tax accounting field to help people with their taxes and everything. And I actually came across this company on a part-time basis. I just wanted to learn a little bit more about how money works to help myself. And I thought that if I can actually help educate other people about what I learned from this company and I can make some extra income, that was great. And so I was getting started on a part-time basis. And as time goes by and as I was actually working on my master's degree as well. And as I start making more money here on the part-time basis, and I see the possibility in the future, and that's when I go full time. And since then, we've been building great business across the U.S. in multiple cities, and we have a lot of great people working on in our organization and helping a lot of people. So let me. That's a little bit more about myself, but I want to share with you a little bit more about our company and what we are, who we are, what we do, so you have an idea. So taking the first step toward financial independence you always wanted. I'm sure that the person that invite you here today wanted you to understand there's different possibilities out there besides working at a job and working at your current situation right now. And to achieve your goals and learn about different financial concepts that can help you yourself. So as I go through this presentation, I want you to ask these three questions along the way. Number one, do you know someone who could benefit from this message, right? Whether it's yourself or someone that you know. Secondly, can this information help you, your family, and your friends financially? And last but not least, we're going to talk to you a little bit more on the business side. And are you intrigued by this business? And how can you take some of this information to go out there and actually help you yourself to increase your situation and have a better life, right? So a little bit about our corporate background is that the World Financial Group is a part of Transamerica, and we're all part of a larger company organization named Aegon. So Aegon is a multinational company, been around for a long time, and also Transamerica is the name that they operate in the U.S. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys heard of Transamerica. Aegon was actually, as of 2020, has over $500 billion in assets. So it's a huge company. And Transamerica actually been around for more than 100 years in the US as well. So World Financial Group, we're actually a independent company. We represent over 180 financial firms in US and Canada. And I'm sure that you've seen some of these names out there. So the good thing that I like about it the most is that we are independent, meaning that we're not loyal to one company, right? Even though we're part of Transamerica, we don't have to do Transamerica product. We don't have to provide just one product to our clients. Matter of fact, we're able to shop around to, look around to shop for the best product that fit our clients, needs and objective. And I think that's one of the biggest things that intrigued me the most about having choices of who we represent, and we can be actually loyal to the client's needs and objective versus just working and just representing one company, one product all the time, right? And so there's a few financial concepts that actually early on intrigued me when I first came onto this company, and I was able to learn about some of this concept and apply it early on in my life. And actually, I'm very glad that I actually did. One of the concept that's very powerful is called a compounding interest, right? And compounding interest is actually there's something called Rule 72. So if you haven't heard of this, it's actually popularized by a guy named Albert Einstein. So the guy with the crazy hair, right? So Albert Einstein said this: Rule of 72 is the eighth wonder of the world, right? Those who understand it is gonna earn it. Those who don't understand it is gonna pay it, right? And so what is that? Rule 72 is actually a quick way for you to estimate how fast your money is going to double, right? And so, so if you take 72, you divide it by the interest rate that you're earning in your money, then it's a quick way for you to estimate how fast your money is going to double. And so, for example, most people put their money in where? In the bank, right? What kind of interest rate does the bank give you? In this kind of low interest rate environment, probably not 1%, but I'd just say 1%, right? So if your money is growing at 1%, 72 divided by 1, that's 72 years. What that means is that your money is going to double in 72 years if it's keep earning 1%, right? Compounding. So if you're 29 years old and you have $10,000, by the time you're 101 year old, you're going to have $20. And I don't know about you, but to me, that's not very exciting, right? If you get 4% interest rate, 72 divided by 4, that's 18. So that means that your money is going to double every 18 years, right? So if you're 29 years old having $10,000, by the time you're 65, your money is going to double twice from 10,000 to 40,000. And then 6%, your money is going to double every 12 years, right? So that's from 29 to 65, that's $80,000. And then 10%, that's up double every 7.2 years, right? So you see the difference between 4% and 10% from 29 to 65. Here is 40,000 and here's 320,000. So the person that know how to grow their money at 10% versus someone that know how to grow their money at 4% with the same amount of money, with the same amount of time, that's $280,000, over 36 years. So that's a lot of money, right? And so most people, they're actually working hard to make the money, but at the same time, they don't know how to make the money work hard for them. And by understanding how they can actually get better rate of return, can actually one of the very impactful way for people to actually change, make a huge change in their life in the long run. The second thing that I actually learned early on in this career is there's different options for your money to grow, right? So generally, in broad terms, there are three options that your money grow. Number one is called a fixed strategy. So fixed strategy is kind of similar to putting your money in the bank, right? It's guaranteed that you're not going to lose money, but also, there's not much growth in that account either. And then there's variable strategy, which is, you growing your money in stock, bond, mutual fund, in variable products, right? And so it's subject to the market condition, right? So if the market goes up, you make money, but when the market goes down, you lose money, right? Up and down, up and down. So most people, they know how to grow their money in the fixed strategy and also in the variable strategy. But there's a third strategy that could actually be impactful for people to know and then to protect their money as well. It's called the index strategy. This is something that there was not some. This is something that I didn't know exists when I came on board with the company. And so index strategy is actually like similar to a hybrid between the two, fixed and variable. So when the market grow, you can actually participate on the upside of the market up to a certain point. And when the market goes down, you see the locker is actually stay flat. So you don't lose what the interest that you actually earn. And then the next time the market go up again, you actually, participate again on the upside of the market up to a certain point. And then when the market drop, you stay flat like a staircase, right? So, so generally there's three ways that your money can grow. And one of the things that intrigued me the most when I first came into this business is that I didn't know index strategy exists. And I was asking myself, how can I take advantage of something I didn't know exists? And that was one of the things that, motivated me to learn a little bit more about this kind of programs. And there's a lot of things that I didn't know when I came on board with the company. Now that I'm in the industry, I get educated, I get informed, and this is when I actually, help to realize there's different options out there that I can apply for myself, but more importantly, to help other people to understand as well. And then the next concept that I want to share with you is risk, right? The market risk in terms of the impact of losses, right? It hurts a little bit more than you think. So, so when you're actually investing in the market and participate in the market risk, the impact of losses can hurt you more than you think. So, for example, let's say you're starting with $100, right, of investment. If you lose 50% of $100, what rate of return does it have to take to get back to $100? So if you have $100, you lose 50%. Now you have $50, right? And then with the $50 and you gain another 50%, you actually only go back to $75, which means you still at a 25% loss, right? So what that means is that if you lose 50% of your money, now you have to gain 100% to get back to where you were before, right? So if you lose 50%, you have to gain 100% to fully recover from a 50% loss. And in a lot of time, there's uncertain times out there that the market can correct 20-30%, right? Like the pandemic in 2020, right? And you remember the financial crisis back in 2008 and the tech bubble burst in 2001, right? So every time that the market correct in such big rates like this, you have to gain even more in order for you to actually even go back to break even. All right. And another concept that's very important as well is how to reduce the impact of taxes, right? So when saving, you want to be sure how to consider effect of taxes can have on your income. It's not about how much you make. It's more about how much you keep after taxes and inflation, right? And taxes actually one of the very big issue as well is because if you don't know how things get taxed, how can you avoid getting taxed legally, right? And that's one of the things that intrigued me the most about when I first come on board with this company as well is that with the way that we're in so much national debt right now, what do you think the tax rate going to be in the future, right? And so if you don't know how different places that you invest and how they get taxed, how can you plan properly so that you can minimize your taxes? The wealthy people, they don't pay a lot of taxes because they actually know how to avoid taxes legally and they can minimize the taxes. Actually, the people that pay the most taxes are the people that having a job and employees, right? Most billionaires, they don't pay that much taxes, right? And so there's three ways that you get taxed. Number one is called tax now. So tax now is when you put the money into this type of investment. You already put in after tax money. You already pay tax on this money. Anything that gain from this, you're gonna have to pay capital gains on that. For example, your saving account, your checking account, your CDs, right? When you put the money in, it's already after tax, and then when you get that little interest after a year or whatnot, then the bank is going to send you a 1099. That's when you have to file tax and pay taxes on it. If you own stock, bond, mutual fund outside of your retirement account, you have to pay tax on the gains, right? Capital gain tax. The second thing is called tax later. Tax later generally are retirement plans like 401k, IRA, right? So right now, when you put the money in, you don't pay tax on this money, but then, the money is going to compound in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And by the time you retire when you're age 60, 65 or whatnot, when you take the money out, they're going to tax you on whatever you take out as income, right? And let me ask you this question, with the amount of debt that we have right now, currently we're at about $30 trillion in debt as a nation. And what do you think the tax rates are going to be in the future, right? So is it wise for you to not pay tax right now and pay tax in the future? I don't know, right? And so tax later, that's one of the things that you can do as well. And then, but most people that you ask out there, right? If you ask most people where they put their money, they're gonna tell you they put their money in the bank and then they put their money in a 401k, and that's about it, right? But there's actually another place called a tax advantage bucket. This is where you put after tax money in, and then your money is going to compound, it's going to grow, right? From 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And then the money that you take out from this account is completely tax free, right? So that's what I talk about Roth IRAs, right? But obviously Roth IRA has some sort of, limitation. You can't put in too much money. And then if you make a little bit more than a certain amount of money, you can't even put money into Roth IRA. That's when you can have, cash value, life insurance. That's one of another vehicle that you can actually grow your money tax free as well. I did not know about some of these things when I get started with the business. And so ask yourself, where do you want your money to be? And how do you diversify them in the different ways that you can minimize your tax at retirement, right? And the first step is to know how different things get taxed so that you can actually plan accordingly, right? People don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan, all right? So next step is the high cost of waiting, right? So I mean, early in my career, that they always said that, hey, you have two things. You either have a lot of money or you need to have a lot of time. If you don't have a lot of time, you better have a lot of money. If you don't have a lot of money, you better have a lot of time so that your money can have time to compound, to grow, right? So there's a high cost of waiting. So if you wait to invest, it's gonna actually cost you more, right? So in this chart, I'm gonna show you in order for you to achieve $1 million retirement goal. By the way, that's not a lot nowadays, right? $1 million retirement goal. If you have 40 years to go, right? If you want to retire at 65 and now you're 25 years old, you have 40 years to go. You only have to invest $286 per month for 40 years in order for you to achieve $1 million. But what if you only have 35 years? Then you have to contribute $435 a month. What if you only have 30 years? That's $670. What if you wait until you are 45 years old and you only have 20 years left? Then you have to put in $1,697 a month to get the same result. What if you're 55 years old and starting over? You need to save $5,466 a month for 10 years in order for you to reach $1 million retirement goal, right? And obviously, if you can see here is that the longer time you have, the less amount of money you have to put in because time is on your side and then it's compounding. And so that's the reason why waiting is actually costing people a lot of money. And again, people don't plan to fail, but they just fail to plan because they don't see they don't understand the importance of saving money and learning about finance and the importance of planning for their future ahead of time. And financial independence is not a dream; it's merely a decision. And one has to understand the importance of this decision and act on it, right? So I want to shift gear a little bit to talk about the business side on what we do as well. You know, so timing is everything, and obviously when we talk about some of these powerful financial concepts and powerful tool that you can actually utilize to help you yourself to plan for a better future. However, there's there's three main problems out there in the marketplace. Number one, people don't save money, right? Number two, people save money, but they save in the wrong place. They don't know where to save. They don't know what other options that they have, and how can they take advantage of something they don't know exists. And last but not least, people don't make enough money so that they can actually go out and save and invest. And so timing is everything right now for you to actually go out and learn about finance to help you yourself. But more importantly, timing is everything for you to be in the financial services industry to help educate people on how money works because now is the time that's very crucial in our country, right? So if you look at timing is everything, you can be very talented, but if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong company, it's going to be very hard for you to be successful. But timing is absolutely right for this business right now in the financial services industry, because because if you look at the baby boomer generation, if you study history of business, any company that focus in this group of people, what they want, what they need, and the company that can provide this kind of needs and demand, that company has a lot of success, right? So if you look at baby food, right, 1940s, right, when there was 78 million people were born after World War II during 1946 and 1964. So there's a lot of babies, and if you provide baby food, there's a lot of demand, right? So a company like Gerber was booming, right? In 1950, it was toys, right? Mattel, Fisher Price. There's a lot of baby, they need toys. There's a lot of toddlers, they need toys, right? So a company like Mattel, Fisher Price was booming. For the automotive industry, if you look at 1950, 1960s, right? What kind of car was popular? That was a Mustang, right? Camaro, right? Why was that? It's because the baby boomers at that time they were in their early 20s. If you're in your early 20s, you would want to drive a sports car versus like a minivan, right? But also, in the same automotive industry in 1980s, minivan was booming because baby boomers now they're actually older, they have families. Now they can't fit their kids into the sports car anymore, and that's when Chrysler came out with the first minivan. That's when they had a big win, right? And if you look at the retirement right now, most baby boomers they're actually transitioning into a retirement phase, right? So the first baby boomers turned 65 in 2011. That's when a year after I joined. And since then, there's a huge amount of people that's actually turning 65 every single day. So there's a lot of demands in terms of protecting their assets and then also, protecting, helping them to plan for retirement. Also, Generation X and Millennial, the way that we retire right now is completely different. We don't have pension anymore, right? And Social Security is an unsure thing. And so that's why, planning for retirement is up to the individuals nowadays for them to plan for their own retirement. And there's 112 million people that need to plan for their retirement, right? And so there's a huge marketplace out there for those that see the opportunity. So when there's a lot of demand, however, the amount of people that doing this business is actually shrinking. If you look at the state of the industry, nearly half of all the existing advisors are over the age of 55. And nearly a third of them, they're going to be retiring over the next decades, right? And so that's leaving an estimated shortfall of about 200,000 advisors by the year 2022. That means there's a lot of people needing what we do, but not enough people providing this kind of products and services and education. And that's the reason why this industry historically only been catered to the rich and wealthy. But the middle class American actually not being served as much. All right. So I want to shift gear a little bit and talk a little bit more about, let me shift gear into this one. Let's talk about a little bit more about our building a new industry along the way. Right. So, so let's talk about what's challenging that we have in the marketplace right now. There's a lot of uncertainty on the horizon. If you think about it, the world is changing in an unpredictable way. And so is our financial future because, we're changing alongside with that, right? So to cut costs, you see many companies are moving jobs overseas. And maybe, you are experiencing that right now. Somebody overseas, someone else overseas is actually replacing your job. Automation may mean more job losses, right? With the help of technology and robots and things like that, your job is going away. A lot of jobs are going away because of this. And many small businesses have limited capital, make it more difficult to compete against big chains with large distribution system, right? A lot of mom and pop shop is actually struggling because the fact that they can't compete with big corporations with a huge backup and system and everything else, right? So traditionally, we work for 40 years between the age of 25 and 65, then retire. But now things seems to be reversed, right? Now young people, they actually have difficulty finding gainful employment and struggling throughout their retirement years. So nowadays, you don't see people that work for the same job for 20, 30, 40 years anymore. They're actually, the average job is about 4 or 5 years. So people working in one job and they're actually networking to switch to another job soon enough, right? And so basically, that's actually the thing that people are experiencing right now. And obstacles ahead, right? Retirement crisis. And with all of that, with uncertainty in career and things like that, we actually experience a retirement crisis because historically people are is retiring based on this three-legged stool, right? Company pension, social security, and personal saving. But if you look at this stool, it's actually company pensions going away. Very few company nowadays provide pension. Social security, again, is an unsure thing, right? And so that leaves us with our personal savings. We have to be responsible to plan for our own retirement to make sure that we save and invest enough so that we can actually retire one day, right? And then there's poor saving habits, right? We live in a society where it's encouraging us to spend but not to save so much. And then fewer company offer pension, if at all. Retirement such as benefits such as social security is underfunded, right? Education crisis, tuition costs keep rising even faster than inflation, right? Student loan can be a major burden. A lot of people nowadays, you probably realize a lot of people getting out of school, they carry debt, but they can barely actually make enough money to live on, not talking about paying off their student loans, right? Some graduates having problem finding good job for the right career and the right career for them, right? And then spending crisis, budget deficit, and rising national debt. We have, through pandemic, we actually accrue about, right now, is about 30 trillion, close to $30 trillion in national debt, right? And put a lot of pressure on our government to raise taxes and reduce funding to retirement program like Social Security. So you're looking at, your Social Security might not be around anymore, and then to pay for repay some of this national debt, there's a possibility of raising taxes, right? And what is your situation right now? I'm sure that everybody has different situation right now, but maybe some of this could pertain to you. Maybe one of them, maybe all of them, right? Do you have any problem paying your bills right now? Are you concerned about your job, your career? Do you think that your job is still going to be around the next 10, 20 years? Do you think that, are you fearful that you're going to get replaced by someone younger because you're making too much money at your job, right? Are you pay what you're worth? You're working a lot of hours. You know how much you make for your company. How about you, right? Do you feel that you pay what you're worth, right? And then next, are your children growing up and your parents growing old faster than you can provide for them? We're living in the society where we call it the sandwich generation, right? So we have, younger children, and then we have elderly parents at the same time, right? We have to take care of both. So there's a lot of pressure in a lot of people right now. Do you feel financially trapped, right? Is it affecting your family and your health, right? So it's ironic that we live in the wealthiest country in the world, yet many people have money problems. Some work hard all of their life, but still retire poor, right? And have so much, many do so much to raise their kids, and oftentimes finishing college with a lot of debt, right? So that's actually, what's the answer to some of these things, right? And that become a way of life in the U.S. And I think that one phrase that I came across all the time, right? Modern slaves is not in chain; they're actually in debt, right? And so that's how can you actually get out of debt and actually become financially independent? And I think most of that actually contribute into by lack of financial knowledge, right? Many people don't have much, and because of the fact that they don't know much to begin with, right? Many people were not taught how to manage their money or read financial statement. I went to school for finance accounting, and I actually didn't know about some of these things coming in. Not talking about the people that never had any financial training or degrees, right? And this is not the kind of stuff that we're taught in school either, right? Financial issues might not be discussed, and financial products are not fully aware and understood, right? Some buy insurance policy and then bury it in the closet. I come across so many clients when I do a financial needs analysis. I ask them, okay, what do you have? They cannot tell me what they have, right? Are you in the same situation? Do you own a financial product, but you have no idea how it works, right? And you're not the only one. There's many people that are in the same shoes. Many people contribute to their employer's retirement plan and don't pay close attention to it, right? Many people that actually, contribute into 401k, IRA, things like that, and they never look at, what they have. They have no idea what they're investing in, and they have no idea how to make it better, right? Number of people do not have will, trust, or plan to protect their family. So I see a lot of people, their family is financially wiped out when anything devastating happens, right? We're active spenders, but actually very passive savers. And I would add very passive learner as well. So if there's an opportunity for us to make an impact in the marketplace by changing this fact, that's a powerful thing that we can do. We believe in financial education, right? So your future is not in the hands of your employer, your union, or your government. It's neither in the hand of your bank nor the broker or the advisor that you work with. It's in your hand, right? And the future is actually in your hand because you need to focus on make money. You got to save money, and then you got to invest and accumulate money. But last but not least, you got to protect it, right? There's four things that people need to do. Number one, they need to make more money. Number two, they need to start saving money, stop spending. And number three, they need to invest so that their money can work for them instead of they working hard for the money all the time. And then last but not least, when they start having some asset, they need to look at how to protect it. And the only way, one of the best way for people to do that is be educated, be your own money managers, right? When you equip yourself with powerful knowledge, you can actually make a huge impact in your life. Knowing less can actually cost more, right? Especially in finances. It's amazing when you see people spend a lot of time learning about different things but the most important thing, in my opinion, that people learn how to make money, but at the same time, if they don't learn how to manage their money, that can cost them the most in their life as well. And understand how money works, right? And make the money work hard for you versus working so hard for the money. We spend many years in school learning how to make a living, but don't you think that we should also invest our time learning about the financial basics to save our future as well, right? You won't be free until you're financially independent. And by investing, I think the best investment there is actually investment in yourself to learn about some of this stuff that you can actually help yourself as well. We're in a mission to motivate, right? The world is changing in unpredictable ways, and so is our financial future. And that's why, number one, we help people to understand how money works. Some people work hard for the money, don't know how money work hard for them. Have financial goals and plan for the future, right? People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. Cut down expenses. It's not about how much you earn that counts, that's what you keep, right? You can make $500,000 a year, but if you spend $600,000, you're still broke, right? And reduce your debt and liability. Interest on debt might limit your ability for future saving. Increase your fat cash flow, right? Make money work when you can, while you can. And most importantly, have multiple sources of income. An average millionaires have 7 to 8 sources of stream of income, right? Why limit yourself to one, right? So find ways to add additional stream of income to your life. Embrace change and expect to succeed, right? Be certain in uncertain time. And so those are some of the ways that you can actually take control of your future, right? And so our new industry will focus on help family to educate them on how money works. And we provide workshops and training, right? So there's different financial workshop on different topics: how to increase cash flow, debt management, how to building savings and wealth, and proper protection, asset accumulations and strategies, investment vehicles, right? Your health and wealth, and there's platform training, right? So we train you on insurance, we train you investment, we train you on health, we train you on education, and all of these things. We hold classes to provide knowledge and strategies in all major areas of financial services, right? And because right now there's an era of informed customers, right? Consumers. Help yourself. WFG is a different kind of company. We help people who want to help themselves in building their financial foundation across US and Canada, right? People from all walks of life can benefit from our platform. How can they benefit from it? They can learn and they can earn in the financial industry. So first of all, they can get educated about all aspects of personal finance. Number two, they can have access to hundreds of financial products and services, and then they can receive trainings and support to manage their money and earn referral income on various products and services, and even earn commission by getting licensed and share your know-how with clients in this fast industry. That's how this exactly step by step that I get to where I am right now. I want to get educated, and I want to have access to all of the product and services, and in order for me to help myself. And then I start earn referral income, earn commission, and still start building an organization, right? The distribution revolution, in every industry, once in a while, there's a new company, new kind of company that actually go out there and revolutionize that company. You look at how Amazon revolutionized the retail industry, how Uber revolutionized the transportation industry, right? How Airbnb revolutionized the hotel industry. And so we are in the process of revolutionize the financial services industry, because those who control the distribution control the target market, right? So take a look at major retailers. Their main focus is on distribution, building more outlet to gain greater access to customers, right? In the financial services industry as well, those who have more access by helping more people to understand how money works can control their target market and their future. That's what we do. We focus on education, and we help people to match them with the right financial solutions that fit into their needs, right? Here's 2 ways to make it big. In order for you to be financially independent, there's 2 ways to make it big. Number one, you need to have a lot of money to work for you. You have to have a lot of money working for you. What if you don't have a lot of money working for you? then you can actually go out there and help a lot of people make money. Then you can make more money, right? I think that, and especially when you solve big problem, the bigger problem that you solve in the marketplace, the more money that you can make for yourself, right? So focus on impact, right? More impact equal more income. If you make more impact in the marketplace, you can make more income for yourself, right? And then we believe a revolution in the financial industry is emerging. So our business is a powerful business platform that, with World Financial Group is a platform that support you to actually learn about finance, but at the same time help you to build your own financial services practice within our company. And you don't have to worry about all the back office support. WFG and Transamerica actually take care of all of that. In order for someone like myself to come into the industry and build a financial services business all by myself, it's going to take a lot of time, effort, and resource for me to do that. But because of the fact that I plug into this platform, I don't have to worry about a lot of startup stuff like, admin, like compliance, like, marketing, technologies, all of that stuff is handled by the home office. The only thing I focus on is how I can grow my organization, how I can grow my business. With an incredible track record, WFG in 2019, we have total over 3269 3,269 people have earned over $100,000 in annual income. That's pretty impressive, in my opinion, because how many company that have over 3,200 people making six-figure income, right? And many of them have become financially independent. Some people make good part-time income, pay off their debt, but some people they build a strong financial future, right? Like I'm doing this business full time. I don't do anything else. And so basically, and there's many people that make seven-figure income as well, actually seven, eight-figure income, right? A proven successful system. First, we train the trainer, then we build a builder, right? Most people they come in as a trainee, they learn about it for themselves, then they can actually help us to help train other people to learn about this financial education literacy, and then we help them to build a system and run the system, right? And along the way, and by the way, our trainer is actually with you every step of the way. You're in here to build. Um, Besides helping people making an impact, you can actually participate and qualify for our dream trips around the world every single year, right? I've been to Paris, I've been to a lot of different places, Hawaii, with our company, and there's many more exciting destinations that you can actually participate in, to go with our company. Unfortunately, in 2020, there was a pandemic, so we couldn't go anywhere much, but we're going to resume that pretty soon. All right. Happy travel, happy families, right? So life is all about choices, right? If you don't make any changes, what would your future look like 5 years from now? Ask yourself, if you stay the same way you are, if you make the same amount of money, if you're in the same same type of job, and what would your future look like in 5 years from now? Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, yet you expect different results, right? So how about save for your future? How about you learn how money works? How about you make some extra income on a flexible schedule? Maybe you're still working full time right now, but work with us on a part time basis to learn about finance to help you yourself and make some extra income along the way. Get rid of your debt, right? Save for your children's education and your retirement. And then how about second step is build your future, right? Transition to an exciting career in the financial services industry. Potentially build residual income and financial security with renewals, trails, supervision, and override income, right? In this business, you have multiple ways that you can actually create passive income along the way through residual income, through renewal, trails, overrides income along the way, right? Build a team, be a part of something big, right? Build a large organization all over US and Canada and focus on educate and help thousands of families to make an impact for their life. And then as a result, your life can actually impact as well. Uh, Modern wisdom said if you are born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it is your mistake, right? So I think opportunity comes and go every time, but it's all about how we actually capture the opportunity that pass on to us as we come across, and that's gonna make a huge difference in our life in the future as well. Making a difference, right? Join our cause to fight debt, financial insecurity, and financial illiteracy. Our mission is to build and protect wealth for family. We want to help people to move from financial insecurity to financial independence, right? Our vision is to build, a new industry with 1 million business associates worldwide and revolutionize the financial services industry to resolve the consumer's dilemma, lack of understanding, planning, and support. All right. Find something you believe in and dedicate your life to fight for it. If some of these things actually speak to you, then this would actually be something that you should actually consider. Okay. So let me switch gear back to this to talk a little bit more about compensation and everything else as well. So how can you make income, right? There's a few type of income that you can make. First of all, you can make personal income by helping families understand how money works. And then number two is agency income. As you grow, there's going to be more client than you can handle. But how can you help more people? You can only do that if you actually grow a business, grow a team that can actually, alongside with you, help educate people as well. So let's say if you're an associate, right, and you help 4 families per month, contribute about $200 a month toward their retirement, insurance, and investments. You make on average about $4,000 per month. That's $51,000 per year, right? What if you're working full time somewhere else and you can only do this part time? You can only do half of that. That's still $2,000 a month. What would your life be different if you can make an extra $2,000 a month, right? How about if you're a senior marketing director like myself? If I go out and help 4 families per month personally, make about $7,600, and that's $92,000 a year, right? That's someone's full-time income. And what if I do that at the same time, I help 5 people to do what I do and help 4 families per month? Then the company is going to give me a bonus called override, right? That's $16,000 for you to train, develop, and lead a massive army of 5 people that do what you do, right? That's $16,000 a month, and that's $200,000 a year, right? So between you and your team, if you do that, you can make $300,000 with 5, 6 people, right? And so in order for you to make more money, you have to actually start leveraging more people's time and effort, because I only have 24 hours a day. I cannot go see 1,000 clients this week, right? But if I have more people that can do what I do, my organization is going to be able to go out and help more people. And the more people we help in the marketplace, the more money that we make. Okay. And so with this, I can show you there's many people that come from all walks of life that become very successful with us. You can see there's a lot of different background that in this, right? Dan Charlier came from a military background, right? And Juan Jaime came from a plumbing background. Payen came from an engineer background. We have, Dr. Q. He's actually one of my mentors. He used to be a doctor, a physician, right? And then Eric Olson used to be a student, and very successful right now in our company as well. And just a huge diversity in terms of what we do and the amount of people that we have in our team as well. So what are some of the next steps? So first of all, through my presentation, who do you know that could benefit from our message? Number one. Number two, could some of this information help you and your family financially? And number three, are you intrigued by this business and wanting to learn more how to actually go out there and make an impact for your life? First of all, if some of this message actually speak to you, you can consider becoming a client. Get a complimentary financial needs analysis. From my experience, a lot of people, when they go through this financial needs analysis, they actually have a much more clarity in terms of where they want to be financially, where they're at financially, and how they can actually take the right step to get to where they want to be in the shortest amount of time, right? With the right financial products. And on the business side, you can start part-time, right? If you like your current job but would like to earn extra income, you're frustrated or dissatisfied with your career, you want to have more control over your time and income, you can get started with us on a part-time basis and start growing a business. And that's how most people start, by the way. And as they start growing this business more on a part-time basis than their full-time job, that's when they can go full-time. Or for those of you guys who are more ambitious, you can go full-time right away, right? You're looking to change your career or want to own a business, you can go full-time right away. Obviously, the more effort that you put in, the faster you're going to get to success, right? And so, what are some of the next steps after this? So, after the to get started with us, there's a few process. Number one, because we're in a highly regulated industry, you need to submit an application process with a background check with our company, and you submit that with $100. $100 go to the home office. Part of it to take care of the background check. The rest of it will actually help you to get access to all of the support that we have with admin, technologies, compliance, all of that stuff along the way as well, right? So you don't have to put in hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that going. Versus you open your own financial services industry, you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that moving. With that, you get access to all of our financial training, right? So we have training on concepts and different financial concepts and things like that as well, that you can actually improve your financial knowledge. So a lot of people, they join to learn and to make money as well. And with that, you can actually have a big discount on your licensing process. You have to get licensed with our industry. And normally the pre-licensing class is $200, but once you become an associate with us, that class is, you can get it at a discounted price of $29.95. Okay, and so you save $170 right there. And with my organization, we do also have a reimbursement program as well. So you can get reimbursed up to $300 in the first 90 days when you fulfill a certain amount of training and things like that as well, and get some results. And so the next step I would encourage you to do is, after this presentation, we'll be sending you a feedback sheet. And please take a moment to check that. Check your email so that you can get a feedback sheet, so that you can let us know your areas of interest, and then we can follow up with you accordingly. Obviously, there's no obligation, right? We look for the people who are looking for us. If you look to learn about financial education, we're there to help you. If you're looking to improve your financial situation by making more money, we're here to help you as well. I think that the 1,000 miles journey start with the first step. And if you don't take the first step, if you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So worst case scenario, you're going to get a world-class financial education anyways, right? So with that, I'm appreciate the time that you spend with me for me to share with you some of this powerful information, and look forward to connect with you more in person, and we go from there. All right. So have a great day, and I will see you then.